Good morning. Hi, this is Jan from New York City. My channel name is Jan from New York City. Welcome to the Let's Save Money Show, and it is Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope that everyone is doing well. This morning, I have a little bit of a surprise for you. I'm going to bring him in a minute. Hopefully, many of you by now know Steve Young from the Steve Young 74 channel. And if you don't know him yet, please don't hesitate to check out one of his videos. I'll find one and I'll hook that up in the description box below. Today we're going to talk about meatless meals. I myself made a meatless meal the other day. In fact, it was last Sunday because the prices of meat in some areas are going through the roof. Not that I don't like meat, sure do. I find ways to cut back on it. We have some methods. I'm going to pull Steve on in about 1 minute. We're going to talk about those methods. We don't have to be a slave to paying high prices for meat, but we also don't have to go hungry. There are many alternatives. So I'm going to bring Steve on right now. Let me just pull him up. Hopefully it'll come through. Hi, Steve. Good morning. How are you doing today? Thanks for being here.
Morning. I'm fine. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for being here. I really appreciate you. Steve,
Um,
you have some really good ideas from a recent video of yours.
yeah. For those of you that might have watched my Recipe Tuesday, I decided this week to do a pasta salad, and I have a couple variations to that. Of course, one of the ones I do is you get whatever pasta would look compatible in a pasta salad, corkscrew the multi colored rotini, elbows would work. Any type of pasta you feel would be compatible. There is no right or wrong. Bow ties, whatever you want. Um, I haven't done it in a while, and it's not carved in stone that you do it this way. But I used to like to get the Kraft peppercorn ranch, and I would take that and add it to my pasta, and then I would get sliced olives, like the Lindsay brand or whatnot, drain it off, open it up, put that in there, and then mix it in. Then I would take it and put it in my fridge for 2 or 3 hours, take it out. That's it. Or a second alternative, again, whichever pasta you really want to use. But in this case, the multicolored rotini or similar would work better because you're doing that. You can take wishbone Italian dressing, which I love. You can do a good vinaigrette. And what you're going to do is you mix that in. And again, the sliced olives, put it in there, mix it, refrigerate 2, 3 hours, and you're done. But keep in mind, when you do a pasta salad, people do forget whichever variety you choose to do. Oh, I want to make one clarification. If you can't find the peppercorn ranch, you can always get Hidden Valley or regular ranch dressing and just add black pepper to your taste and mix it in, and you still accomplish the same goal. But what is good about a pasta salad is it is, if you think about it, it really is a blank canvas. So you can actually doctor it up, you can dress it up, dress it down, and you can add whatever you want to it. You could probably add in some chopped up egg, which is a good, protein. Um, you could throw in some tuna.
So good.
You
Sounds
don't,
so good.
you don't, people think, oh, I got to have red meat in my diet. Do you really? No, you don't. And with the price of red meat being so expensive, and I'm sure a few of the subscribers out there can relate, but as expensive as red meat is, there's other alternatives to getting protein. Um, you know, beans is another good alternative. A good quality beans.
I'm glad you brought up beans, Steve. Excuse me 1 second, if you don't mind. You
What?
brought up beans because I think you mentioned a favorite type of salad that includes three beans in it.
I did, but I've never made it. Always
Right.
wanted to, but I've never
But
made it.
you've eaten it elsewhere, you've
Oh
purchased it,
yeah,
so
I've eaten it
Mhm.
at gatherings, at parties,
Mhm.
at get-togethers, all of that. I've eaten it at like buffets and things like that, but I've never actually physically made a three bean salad. Although I've been wanting to do it for the longest time.
well, we can invite, our viewers, with comments below on what type of salads you like to make at home. Because here's the thing, I have been getting requesting videos. People want a cooler weather meal. I mean, excuse me, warmer weather meals and meatless meals. And that's totally fine because the weather's warming up, across the country pretty much. But the warmer weather thing, that's not too much of a challenge. What could be a challenge to some people, see, Steve, some people swear that they have to have red meat all the time. Can I tell you a secret? I only have red meat once a week, one time a week. It's usually on the weekend. I'm totally fine with chicken or tuna. And let me tell you another secret, Steve. This is really important because there's been an issue with chickens somewhere in the country. And I foresee a lot of prices going up a lot, even on that. So be on the lookout of that. Please stock up on canned boneless chicken and tuna. Those are fantastic throw-ins in a pasta salad.
I got a good one for you. I used to do this a lot. I do like now. Keep in mind, I am a vegetable person. It's funny though. I probably like my vegetables a lot more than I do my meat. Now, keep in mind, when I originally started to lose weight, I started out on a blood type diet. And keep in mind, for almost 30 years of my life, I didn't know my blood type, but I found it out. I'm O positive. But people with O blood type should eat some form of meat in their diet because of the low iron count. They say that the iron count in an O type is on the low side. But do you really? There's other ways to get iron in your system. You don't have to get it through the red meat. But one of the things I used to like to do, coming back to my original thought, is I like taking romaine lettuce, put it in a bowl, make sure it's clean, get a can of that chicken breast, drain it off, put the chicken breast in the salad. You can get your favorite cheese that you like or shredded and put in there. And, whatever dressing you like. I do oil and vinegar, olive oil, red wine vinegar. I've done that. I've done vinaigrette. Of course, ranch. I like Caesar, French. I'm not really Thousand Island. I'm not too particular when it comes to dressings. And then you just put it in there, mix it up. Voila. You got your protein. You're getting the protein from the chicken.
That's right. That's right. You
If
know
you
what,
don't,
Steve? Go
and
ahead.
if you don't want to go that route, you can do it with tuna just as well.
That's it. And that's fractional costing. Comparing those, we're going to leave it right here in a minute, but those
All
are
right.
fractional next to, if you put it next to beef. You still get your protein, but Steve had a wonderful recipe Tuesday, this past Tuesday. If you have not seen it, I'm going to include that in the description box below. Steve, we're going to leave it here for now. Is there anything else that you would like to add before we go?
Um, you know, actually, yes. You don't always necessarily. I mean, you don't always necessarily have to have red meat. You know what? A decent percent grade of hamburger meat will suffice just as well. What is hamburger meat? Before it was hamburger meat, it was a steak.
That's
It's
it.
run through a machine. If you don't want to go that route, it is a little bit cheaper. It can be an acquired taste, but not really. It's not bad. I like it because it's easier on the digestive. And if you season it right, it's not half bad. Ground turkey.
Yes.
Um, you want to go and do another recipe that doesn't cost or breaks the bank? A good chili, a good stew.
That's
Well,
it.
I'm going to focus more on the chili, really. But you can get your beans, your kidney, your pinto, whatever kind you like. You get the ground beef. You get a couple of cans of tomato, and you get your onion, your pepper, your chili powder, or the packet, and you just make a chili, and that's fractional of what you would pay for a pack of sirloin per se in the grocery store. Not
Absolutely.
only that, in the crock pot, if you want to go that route, or you can do it over the regular stove, that pot of chili, you can eat off of it for days. Just to give
That's
you,
the goal, to have plentiful and bountiful and keep the cost down.
so even if you do want to have meat in your diet, no, you don't have to pay 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, $18 a pound for some type of meat. You do not have to do it.
No, you don't.
Um, when I myself, when it comes to red meat, I like a good hamburger. I'm perfectly fine with a good hamburger. I'm good with it. And there's times I do it low carb. I don't always put it on bread. I like bread, but I'm not a hardcore bread kind of eater. And if I do, it has to be wheat, pumpernickel, or a good quality. But for the grain, that they say the darker the better. But you do not have to pay a lot of money to get good protein and to have a meat or meatless diet. There were times when I was on my weight loss, I would do the grapefruit in the morning, I would do oatmeal, cream of wheat, eggs, as we spoke about the other day on Saturday. Eggs is the perfect alternative if you want protein. No, you're not going to pay a lot of money, but look at all the different ways you can go and make eggs. You know,
And
Egg-
you definitely had a show on that just very recently, which can also be included in the description
what I
box.
do want to throw in, I meant to say it in the course of that video we did for the egg
Oh,
last.
sure. What was that?
But when you go to boil your hard boiled eggs, you put your eggs in the pot, you fill it up with water. But this is a little technique to help you peel the eggs easier. Put some salt in it while it's boiling. And then when you drain the hot water off, you put a little bit of cold to where the eggs will cool off so it's easy to peel. When you go to peel the egg, that peel is going to come right off.
Amazing.
It's easier.
Well, this is just a sample of the great information that we can get from the Steve Young 74 channel. I want to thank you, Steve, for being here. I want to thank everyone for watching. I'm not even going to have an outro. Wishing everyone a wonderful day. Take good care, everybody. Thanks again, Steve.
Sure.
Bye-bye.